Welcome to a session I'm calling Pilates Leg Day. This is a fully accessorized workout program. We're using light weights, a squishy ball, a roller, a band, one of those loop bands. I'm using just one light free weight, a 3-pounder for one of our moves as well. Bring the arms out to a T shape and start to drop the knees side to side. Twisting and breathing into the twist. Upper body still. Pull the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the legs. Let's rock this out side to side. Another breath in. Another long exhale. Holding behind the legs, we'll flex the feet, stretch the legs to the sky, point the toes, bending the knees. Straighten and bend, flex and point. Exhale and inhale. Start to warm up those legs. Keeping arms and legs lifted, let's circle wrists and ankles. Both directions. Arm and opposite leg are going to lower away from each other towards the ground and come back up again, and switch. Other arm, opposite leg. Keep alternating, keep the center body still, neutral spine, nice slow and controlled flow. Let's bring the knees back into the chest and reach for the feet. Soles of the feet together, rocking side to side across that low back into butterfly pose. Start to open one leg, then the other to the side, starting to get that range of motion in the inner thighs and the hips. Vicious dog attack happening here. And let's stretch out the legs and roll all the way up into a seated position. I'm using the squishy ball just between the knees, engaging the inner thighs. You could always use a yoga block, a towel, or nothing at all. And rolling down towards that low back and rolling up again. Keeping heels down. Rolling back as you exhale. Find an inhale at the back and exhale to roll up again on top of those sitting bones. And a little further down. Reaching arms overhead, inhale, exhale, contract abdominals and roll back up again. Let's fold the arms, hands to opposite shoulder, and continue the roll downs and roll ups. Sitting at the top in our butterfly legs position, we can stretch the arms over those legs, looking side to side. Breathing into the hips, thighs, and back. Rolling all the way down onto your back again. Straighten the legs and let's move into leg kicks. Point the toes and take one of your legs, kick it up to the sky and lower it down. Keep that going, but flex the foot. Lower it just an inch, hovering above the ground before you lift it up to the sky again. Stay here at the top, point the toes, and let's start to circle that leg. Long ovals, about 4 times. And then reverse the direction. Hold on to the back of the leg and let's point and flex the foot. Breathing into this hamstring stretch. Bottom leg is going to lift and lower as we hold that top leg in the stretch. Starting to strengthen through quads, hips, even low abdominals. Feel that connection. And let's alternate the legs into our scissoring Pilates exercise, catching the top calf, pulling it in gently, lengthening the bottom leg long. Slow it down a little bit. And then bend those knees in, arms wrap around. Stay for an inhale and exhale. Lengthen the legs. Leg number 2, we're going to kick up to the sky and lower down 99%, first with a pointed toe, then with a flexed foot, keeping pelvis as still as you can, abdominals engaged. Stay up at the top with pointed toes now, and let's circle that leg. Reverse the direction and reverse the footwork into a flexed foot now. Pull that leg in for a hamstring stretch, pointing and flexing the foot. And hold the top leg as the bottom leg lifts up and lowers down 99%. Flowing up, flowing down in constant motion. Try flexing the feet. Point the toes and let's do 2 pulses of the legs before switching. Our scissors again with the pulse, pulse, switch, pulse, pulse, switch. And draw that in, knees to chest. Total body stretch, inhale and exhale. Bending the knees, feet onto the mat. Let's lift the legs up into tabletop. Extend one leg long into our single leg stretch and switch, alternating from side to side. Puppy interference. Okay, my personal trainer has left the scene. Okay, arms by the side. Both legs are extending and bending. Extending and bending. Add those arms up to the sky. Keep the legs going. If you would like to add the squishy ball between the knees for some extra squeeze in those inner thighs, this is a good time to do that. Feel the heaviness across the low back. And try moving the ball lower towards the ankles. Repeat the bend and stretch motion, keeping the neutral spine. And now add the arms reaching overhead as the legs press away. The breathing is inhale out and exhale in. Keep the legs in tabletop, and we're going to extend the legs to the sky and then bend a little deeper, lower than tabletop, if that feels okay in the knees to do that. Exhale, extend, and inhale, bend. Squeeze into the ball or just into the center line. Stay up at the top and squeeze, squeeze, little pulses, squeezing in. Keep that going as we bring hands to the back of the head and curl up, adding an ab curl. Looking forward. And release, bring it down. Bottoms of the feet together into our reclined butterfly pose. Arms reach overhead and let's breathe in. Exhale. Stretch the legs long and shake out those knees. Bringing the squishy ball back between the knees, arms overhead. Squeeze into the center as we roll up to sitting. Find your band. I'm using a loop band. Keep space between the legs and lift up that top leg into the band. Bottom leg is anchored down into the ground and top leg lifting up and up. Now we're going to draw arcs forward, dipping down a little bit, and arc it up and back, dipping down a little bit, not all the way to the floor. Just drawing little semicircles. Keep the leg in front of you for little taps or little pulses, and now bring it behind you for little pulses. Try lifting both legs away from the ground and lowering down, adding the element of the side body bend as those legs lift. You can do it. Good job. Bend the knees in front of you and back to that twist. Reaching away from the resting legs. Side number 2. Stretch out those legs, stack shoulders and hips. Feet are pointed and top leg is lifting up and up into the resistance of the band. Exhale up and up. And now let's add the semicircle, lowering forward, lifting up and lowering back. Forward and back, low and high. Keep the leg in front of you now for little pulses. Take the leg behind you and repeat those pulses. Bring the legs one on top of the other and try lifting both legs away from the floor and lowering down. Get into those obliques. Exhale to lift. Try to maintain the space between the legs throughout the move. Good work. And bend the knees forward in front of you and twist open and away for a round of breathing. Rolling onto your back. We can remove the band. And doing one more set of bridges, this time with the feet on top of the foam roller. You could also bring the feet on top of yoga blocks or on a stability ball or onto the wall or onto a couch. Just taking the hips a little higher up. If you have that unstable surface like the roller or the stability ball, then you'll be feeling your hamstrings more as you try to keep that accessory close to you without rolling away. Press down to lift up. Use the breath. More abdominals. Squeeze and lift. And let's try to hold for a set of pulses here. 3, 2, 1. Inhale down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale down. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale down. Lift arms up to the sky and lift those hips high. Grand finale pulses. Shoulder blades anchor down. Hold the hips up and let's widen the arms and bring them back in. Try to maintain your bridge lift position as arms open and close. Good job. Lower down with control and rest the calves on top of the roller externally and internally rotating to get a little massage on those calves. Release any holding or gripping in the hip flexors. Bring the low back on top of the ruler. One knee into the chest. Other leg stretching down, heel dropping into the ground. That bottom leg is just going to widen and come into the center. Just feeling the different sensation of stretch across the front of the hip. Let's slowly twist, bringing that knee across the body, and you'll feel some pressure points in that bottom hip into the roller. Come back to the center, extending both legs straight, holding on to the top leg. Flex the top foot. And slowly release. Knee number 2, bending it into the chest. Stretch the opposite leg, nice and long, and you might need to bend the knee a little bit so the heel makes contact to the ground. Circle the top foot. And now the bottom leg is going to widen and come back to the center. Just seeing how the stretch changes in the hips and quadriceps as the leg widens, and wherever you feel it more is where we should place the leg. The top knee crosses the body, twisting and breathing. Keep the hips stacked and breathe into any pressure points you feel in that bottom hip and glute. Back to the center. Extend the top leg so both legs are straight. Flex the foot. Gentle motion, little bit of rocking side to side, perhaps. And release the leg down. Stay here in your total body stretch for one more moment. Feet to the mat. Lift the hips and move the roller into both hands. Extend the legs. Reach arms overhead. And exhale, let's roll up to sitting tall, arms to the sky, and exhale, fold over those legs. Forward bend. Feet flexed. Breath in. Exhale out. Bring the ruler in front of you, so quadriceps are on top of the ruler, into an elbow plank, and we'll just roll out those quadriceps from hips to knees without being on the joints. Breathe and maintain your alignment so we're not feeling the low back. Pick up those abdominals. Feel some work in the shoulders, and now taking the legs a little wider, rotating them externally, getting into the inner thigh. using this rolling technique as our cool down. Bend the knees, come up onto the hands, and now using your abs, tuck the tail and just roll across those shins. Supporting your body weight with the hands. Pull the knees underneath you and then drop feet into downward dog, hips high. Bend one knee, hold here and breathe. Switch legs. Walk it into a forward bend. Dropping the head and breathing in. Bend the knees and extend the legs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Keep the knees bent as we move into chair pose. Coming all the way up to standing. Rolling the shoulders up, back, around, and down. And looks like we're all done for today in every single way. Thanks so much for joining. Until next time.